Hey Swing friends. So I have finally done some planning, some real planning, and have decided on 8 patterns that I want to sew for a really good cohesive sort of wardrobe module. Not necessarily a capsule because these are only 8 patterns. But what I'm excited about is that these are all patterns, most of them are patterns that I've either sewn before or I've attempted before. And for whatever reason, I gave up on them or I didn't do the best. It wasn't that I didn't do the best job. I did the best job that I could at the time that I sewed them. But I just kind of feel like my confidence and my skill and my knowledge has just grown so much that I'm really eager to give these another shot because I think they're patterns that I like, and I want to just really make them the best that I can and really maybe compare them to what I did before to see, if the fit's better. If, sometimes it was just I chose the wrong fabric. I'm notorious for that. I don't know about you, but I am constantly trying to force the wrong fabric onto a certain pattern, and it never, ends up the way I imagine it in my brain that it's going to end up. So let me go ahead and tell you about the 8 patterns that I am working on so that I can have a really nice put together fall wardrobe this season. The first one, number 1, this is just a basic piece. It's going to be the, I think it's the Cashmerette Avalo Cami from the Cashmerette Club. I love this in that it is a great layering piece that you can wear underneath a cardigan or a blazer, just by itself while it's kind of transition-y. It's still hot during the day and cools off during the night. But then you can also use it as a layering piece to keep you warm, so you can wear it underneath a blouse or a sweater or something as the days get colder and we get further into winter. And if I'm being honest, I'm probably going to make 2, maybe 3 of these in different colors, just because I see it as such a versatile piece that will really stretch my wardrobe and especially the other pieces in my kind of wardrobe module. Now the second pattern that I plan on sewing, this is Butterick B856. Now I attempted this maybe a year and a half ago, and I sort of gave up on it because what I had done is that I had traced out a size 16. Yeah, so I traced out a size 16 because I kept having a problem with things falling off my shoulders. I was wearing a size that was too big for my shoulders, and I always did that to accommodate my bust, the chest measurement. And so I went ahead and traced out a size 16, and what I should have done is graded out to an 18, maybe even a 20, since this is a big 5 pattern for the waist and the hips. But I was kind of lazy. I guess I was a little hopeful, and I thought, a size 16 will work. I can just sort of squeeze into it. Well, it didn't work. And so what happened is it fit great at the shoulders. I did have to do a full bust adjustment. And as I recall, I think I did like a 1/2 inch or something, and I probably need like a 3/4 inch. I need just probably a 1/4 inch bigger than what I did before. But then I definitely need to grade out because it was just super tight around the waist and the back. It looked ridiculous. And rather than make the adjustment, I just really got, I don't know why I do this, but I just got so frustrated and, disappointed in myself. And I'm sure it's due to body issues. Hopefully I've grown since then. And I should have just redrafted the pattern and graded out, but instead I just sort of set it aside and I never attempted it again. But now I want to make this, and I like this because I want a drapey blouse. I want to make it out of a crepe de chine or a silk charmeuse that I have in my stash. So I need something drapey rather than like an Aria button-up shirt that I've always made out of a kind of a stiffer cotton shirting. And this actually says, you know, suggested fabrics: a challis, crepe de chine, double georgette, crepe, charmeuse, silk. So yeah, this is the second pattern that I plan on making for my capsule module. Okay, pattern number 3. This is going to be a pullover sweater, a McCall's 8240. And I did make this before, and I think I made version C, where I had the waistband. And this one, I wore it a lot. I made it out of a waffle, like a waffle knit or waffle cotton or something. And it was really kind of the wrong fabric for the pattern. It was okay, but it just didn't look as good as it could have. And then also I realized it was a little short, because I know now that I need to lengthen my patterns usually in my arms and in the body. So I really liked the pattern before when I made it, and I think by learning about it that I need to do some adjustments that I will actually like it even more. But this time I think I plan on making version B. And if you can see by the line drawings, the biggest difference is that it does not have the waistband at the bottom, and then version A has buttons on the placket, but I'm going to plan on leaving it blank. So that's my third pattern that I plan on making. Okay, pattern number 4. This one I'm really looking forward to, and in fact, this is the first pattern that I'm going to start on next weekend. Out of this whole module, this is the first pattern that I'm going to work on. And this is McCall's 8148, and it is a pair of trousers. Now, they're not necessarily wide leg trousers, but they do have more of a straight leg, and they have some pleats in the front, so I see them as kind of a looser fit trouser. And the fabric that I have in mind for these is this. I've shown it to you before. It's this really nice wool fabric that I got from Britex Fabrics. I just absolutely love it. And, you know, this is actually kind of a pricey piece of fabric. So I'm going to toile this probably 2-3 times until I get a fit that I feel comfortable with to cut into the fabric. So yeah, if you're interested in following along my pants journey, because I am pulling out all the stops. I'm getting all my fitting books. I'm going over all my pattern drafting books, looking at videos. So this is going to be, I think, a true labor of love when I make a really nice fitting pair of trousers out of a nice piece of fabric. So stay tuned, because this is the next video that next week that I'll be putting up. Then the next pattern, let me see, pattern number 5 is another pants pattern, but this one is going to be a little bit more fitted. I'll show you the difference. This is going to be Vogue 1993. Now, I had actually bought this pattern for the jacket, but I'm actually going to be making this version of the pants. And if you look at the line drawings, you can see that they are just a little bit more fitted. Okay, they don't have a waistband. They do have the fly zipper. They don't have pleats in front. They have darts. And I think that the leg is just a little bit narrower than the McCall's. Now, pattern number 6 is actually not a pattern yet. I'm going to self-draft a straight skirt or pencil skirt, and I'm thinking I will have enough fabric left over from this wool to make a pencil skirt, or, you know, a straight skirt. And the reason I want to do that is because I was really into pattern drafting a couple of years ago, back I think in 2018. And I was doing a lot of skirts, and I had moved on to like a bodice sloper, and then you just sort of put the brakes on it for some reason. I don't know. I had one of those bad days, and you know what they say, never quit on a bad day. And I just never got back into it. And I think I know what happened too, is that my body changed and I gained a little bit of weight, and I kept not wanting to make slopers the size that I am. but I've gotten all over that. It's like I need to sew for the body that I have and not for the body I wish I had. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out my drafting tools and all my books and make my skirt sloper, and then eventually move on again to the bodice sloper, the pants sloper, sleeve, all that stuff. But the first thing I'm going to do is make, start out with a very simple skirt sloper and make a really nice pencil skirt or straight skirt. And I say straight skirt because, lots of times pencil skirts, they sometimes give the illusion, or some people might think that they go in really narrow at the bottom. I don't want mine to go in super narrow, so I want it to go straight down from the hips and just sort of go in a little bit and then have a little vent in the back. And that's something too I think I might go ahead and record and put on the channel, how I'm drafting my skirt just from my measurements. Now, pattern number 7. This is going to be a dress, and this is actually a pattern that I got when I was doing the Tailor Academy courses. In fact, this is actually the 3rd module from them, and I started the pattern. It's just a very straight princess seam dress with an invisible zipper, and I like this pattern because I think it's a very attractive style on almost all body types. And this is another one where I kind of chose the wrong fabric for the dress, and so I got most of the way through, and then I just sort of gave up on it. I don't know why. So this one, rather than start all over again, I think that I can go ahead and add a lining and sort of salvage what I had already started, because I really did like the fabric. It was just a little bit, what's the word? There was a little, I don't know, it was just a little bit thinner. So I didn't like how, there were the lumps and bumps in my body. So I think if I add a lining to it, I can go ahead and finish it and then have a really nice dress that will look great, hopefully under some cardigans and whatnot. And the last pattern I plan on making for this fall kind of wardrobe module is a blazer. It's a jacket. It is Simplicity 8844, this version. Now I started this again, about a year ago, maybe a year and a half. I don't really remember when. And just like my blouse that I had made, I had done the same thing with this. I was making a toile, so I had a muslin, and I had cut out a size 16 for the shoulders, and I needed to grade to an 18 or maybe even a 20 for the big 5 patterns. Yeah, probably a size 20 for the waist. And so what I had done is I had started on it, was making a muslin, and of course the fit was very good in the shoulders and through the arms and everything, but it was too small in the waist. I couldn't even button it. If I had actually completed and made it, I wouldn't be able to even button it because I needed to grade out. And again, I sort of gave up rather than taking it as an opportunity to learn and to increase my skills. So I'm almost kind of embarrassed to tell you guys about all these things that I started, and I get halfway through and then I get discouraged and I set them aside. So, I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but I'm hoping I'm growing as a person and as a seamstress, and will be able to make the proper adjustments so that I can have a really nice blazer. So let me know in the comments if you guys are doing any fall sewing or fall planning. I'd love to know what your plans are, what your patterns are, what your fabrics are. And again, go ahead, hit like and subscribe if you don't mind, and you can join me on my trouser journey next week. Until then, have a good week, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.